I gotta be honest, I'm so happy that the holidays are over.
Yeah.
I'm just...
Well, not technically over. Still got to go New Year's.
New Year's, though. So it's not like a gift-giving, stressful thing.
Yeah, I love the non-gift giving ones. Those are the best.
Yeah, like Thanksgiving.
Yeah, this was a rough one.
It's one of my favorites.
You had a little run of funerals, huh?
Yeah.
In your family?
Yeah. People dying.
Terrible.
Die. That's what they do.
That's what they call it, a little rush.
Little rush.
That 3 thing is real, right?
That's a thing.
Yes. Death
People
comes in
dying
threes.
Why is that? Because we know too many people?
I don't know, dude. My grandmother used to tell that to me, too. She'd be like, you'll see. You'll see. Sure as shit, every time.
I feel like everybody believes in that.
Just like Santa Claus?
Wait, are you telling me he's not real?
Came to my house.
Depends.
I saw Meg.
Depends on which neighborhood you grow up in.
I saw Meg in studio.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be the last time.
When?
You were here.
Oh, he was here too?
No, you were here.
Oh, boy. No, I saw her in the clips.
Oh,
Yeah, she was back.
Yeah, she was here.
That one didn't go so well.
Why not?
Kurt, I had a little bit of an attack session.
Yeah, I attacked her a little bit. I apologized.
I think that's definitely the last time she's going to come on.
Yeah. About the ring, I attacked her a little bit.
She's sensitive about that?
I mean, she's sensitive about everything, so I kind of when I was cutting the clips, I felt like I had to apologize.
But I don't think
I really felt like I had to apologize.
no, I don't think you were being malicious about it.
Watch the show.
Nah, yeah.
I wasn't being malicious towards her. I think I was just saying my point loudly.
Yeah, but I kind of feel like that's like a little brother, a little sister, older brother scenario to where like you were giving us some shit.
It's
and
also that we are very different people.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Sure. It's
Why is
okay.
everybody so goddamn sensitive? You're sensitive about her being sensitive.
I don't
So
like
it's a
making
fucking- it's
making people
ridiculous.
feel bad.
Yeah, but I don't think you made her feel bad. I think you challenged her on something that she thought, and you were going for it a little bit, and you guys had an exchange, which is like in the game of content. You know, it's good for it all.
Yeah,
I don't think there was any ill will on your end.
You think feelings got hurt? Or
He does.
I think I hurt her feelings all the time.
then
I think, but not. I don't think she thinks it's on purpose. I don't think she thinks I'm attacking
there's
her.
no malice behind it.
Yeah.
I don't think you hurt her feelings. Did you rub her the wrong way? Like, did you get a goat for the moment? Yes, of course. But I don't think you. I don't think she walked out being.
What'd you hear? You're being awfully quiet about it.
No, I just think that she's part of the reason why she doesn't want to be on this is because she's like super sensitive to
Yeah.
like things getting out there about her personal life.
Got it.
You know? And you went heavy on the so you getting engaged, and then it turned into
I started it too?
Yeah. And then it turned into
I think I started it.
then it turned into her saying she hasn't picked out the ring yet, and that kind of triggered you because you know you're a traditionalist.
Is that a thing? Are they supposed to pick the? I picked out the ring for my wife.
See, now we're getting
course
into
you
it.
did.
Now we're getting into it.
Of course you picked it out for your wife.
Now,
Did you have any inkling of what she wanted, or it was just like what you thought she liked?
So I think I just, if I remember correctly, I just went into the jeweler and I was like, "What's timeless?"
That's good.
And I just felt like if you get something that's timeless, you just can't go wrong. Like, yeah,
well, apparently nowadays, like they tell you what to get.
times are changing, huh?
Yeah.
We haven't been married for that long.
10 years.
Oh yeah, same.
So I rolled back on the fact that when she started bringing up, you know, I just say what I like, kind of.
Yeah.
That I understood because I think I did have conversations with my wife being like,
It's
you know, she doesn't like
circumstantial.
gold. She doesn't like, you know, a triangle, whatever it was.
Right. Like,
Well, I don't know. I'm
when
just making
you're
up shit.
thinking about it as a dude, though, you got to like drop hints, pay attention.
Yes.
You know, oh, you don't like gold. Okay, mental note.
Not have her go to the store though and like literally.
Yeah,
pick it
like
out.
I think that's kind of kills the. I went with my mom, and I remember being like giddy. Now I'm just, you know, married 10 years, which I love my wife. Don't get me wrong. But it's like
You're not getting anymore.
life is just grinding me down day after day after day. I mean, like, listen, I love the holidays. Like I said, glad it's over. 2 sick kids and a sick wife. Dude, I've been running a hospice at my house for the better part of a week. And we had norovirus, which is the stomach virus.
Oh yes, that's fun.
And we doubled down with the flu with the one kid. And now I got like a tickle in the back of my throat. I thought I made it out alive.
Fuck, see you guys later.
I made it out alive. I'm going to go.
Tickle in your throat.
We're going to be
Super
taking a ride.
germaphobe right
Yeah,
here.
no, we're going to go to
Don't
a
tell
nursing
him.
home after this, over by the funeral home.
my God, he's
Call
got a
find a
tickle
few
in his
patients.
throat.
You got a tickle in your throat now?
We opening that window.
Are you tickled?
I hate when people are
Kurt's
sick
gonna be
sitting in
like,
the
I
same
got a
room.
tickle tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait, but kids, like, they're sick, and
All the
then it's
time.
Christmas time. Like, they bounce back for that day, though, right?
Yeah, like,
All of a sudden, they're fucking jumping
you'll
around.
get like an hour-long spurt of energy followed by like, they look like they're on death's door.
It happens.
Nothing
It's not-
10 milliliters of Motrin and Tylenol can't handle.
It's not a good
Kids
show.
get sick.
All the
lot.
time, dude. How old are you?
I think my kids don't think I don't get sick that much.
Yeah, because they're a little bit older.
A little bit older.
12,
9,
8.
10.
Yeah, so my oldest is 8. My twins are still 6.
12, 10, 8, 6.
Yeah. Well, do you remember being like when your kids were like 3 to 5?
Yeah,
you were just sick for
all the time
4 years in
and
a
passing
row.
it around the house. Yeah,
Yeah.
all the time.
Dominoes. Just one would get better, the next would fall.
It's really the kids that break you down.
It is. Just day after day. Do my kids have all
It's not
these?
the engagement ring.
Don't blame it. Yeah, don't blame it on the wife. All
It's
of it.
not her. It's dude.
It's the kids.
I listened from the other room. I heard my wife go today. She goes, "What do you mean there's nothing for you to do? There's literally a room full of toys
Yep.
for you to play with that we bought for you. iPads, this, that, the other thing, PlayStation 5, virtual reality. There's nothing to do. It's like, come on, man.
Yep.
The bored thing. I remember being a kid being like, I'm bored.
Yeah,
but
we
not
didn't
never
have.
bored
the day
anymore.
after Christmas though.
Yeah, and you were coloring. That was all you could do.
My parents gave $200 in the card. Right? They don't really get many gifts anymore. And my 12-year-old was like,
200 for all four of the split?
"No, 200 each."
Each?
Because
Oh,
they
wow.
didn't give any presents. They just gave him a card with money. And my daughter goes, "Oh my God! Tomorrow I'm gonna go to Sephora. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go there." And I was like, "Give me your $200. You're not going anywhere. You just got 19,000 gifts. Sort that shit out first. Then we'll talk about going to a store to buy some stuff."
Dude. How old is she?
12, real bitchy. Yo.
Shit.
She told me, I'm not even kidding you. She told me we're at Jen's parents' house in the basement opening presents. I was talking to somebody else on the side during them doing it. All I hear is, "Dad, enough." And I was like, yo. And that like got everybody's attention. Brought her over to me. I said, "Listen," I told her in her ear. I did it very nicely because you can't reprimand them in front of the grandparents. I was like, if you ever
There's your fucking problem.
if you ever talk to me, no, I don't want to ruin Christmas Eve for everybody.
Yeah.
For Christ's
My,
sakes.
my instinct, she would have, I would have been like, no!
I couldn't do
Boys
it.
are different, though.
It was
Boys are different.
Yeah, I don't have a
it was
daughter,
nicer
so I don't
though.
know.
I took
But
her
still,
right
I
by
don't
the
think-
ear, and I said, if you ever talk to me like that again, I will take Christmas away from you. Do you understand?
You see what I'm
She was
saying?
probably like, empty
Dad.
threat, move on.
You know, you see what I'm saying? though? Like how you talk to your boys, and how I talk to my boys. And he's like, "I will take Christmas away from you."
Yeah.
Understand me?
No, it was me-
I'm
it was
literally
meaner than
like, "I will stop fucking feeding you. And nobody will find your tiny body." And they just look at me like, "All right."
Yeah, like a
I'll
public dad enough. Like, I even think if I had a daughter, I might lash out. Like, PG-13, not to the,
Jesse, you can't ruin the fucking party for everybody
no,
else.
but
You gotta do it.
you allowing her to do that is, you're ruining her
No,
life.
I took her to the side and took care of it.
All right.
There was peace after that.
Okay.
Afterwards, it was good.
Oh yeah, there was peace after that.
Now you have to go back and revisit that
I got to
conversation.
revisit like
Haven't done
what
that
I
yet.
had to tell you.
You got to definitely revisit that.
100%.
And that's when you say, I'll
I'll
bury you
kill
in the backyard.
Yes, I will.
But why did she?
everything.
Why did she shut you up? Just because you were talking?
She's just.
She's
I'm
going
telling you
through it.
right now.
She's
going
getting
through it.
hormones. She has
she's
no
a
idea.
Bitch.
Yeah.
Big. The way she talks to
Can't believe
Jen
you're saying that on the
sometimes.
fucking podcast
What?
like that.
She ain't watch. She ain't listen to this.
Does your wife listen?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, she sees
Secretly.
clips.
You're gonna hear this one.
She sees clips.
I hope not.
All right, she's not a bitch. She's just been. No, you know what? She'd agree with it.
Well, dude,
She's being super bitchy lately.
she's a young lady. She's probably coming into her womanhood.
Yeah.
And she has probably no control over her attitude in reality.
Is that real?
Yes, and it's annoying me because everybody I hear it from is it only gets worse with women. And it's like, why are we allowing this?
I think you'll lose them from like 12, 13 to like 20.
21.
Something, and then they come back.
Yep.
It's a long window.
It's a huge window.
But does your wife have any like repercussion or like she went through that?
Well, she's
Well, it's revenge because she probably did it to her
Yeah.
parents.
But she never talked to her parents like that. She would never say and give an attitude like
Dude,
that.
my mom would straight up, not even my dad, my mother would literally chase me around the house with a belt.
Oh yeah.
If I spoke to them. Like, even to this day, I'm like, obviously things have changed. I'm a 40-year-old man, but like, I still gotta like think about what I'm gonna say before I say it. But also too, because you're in front of your own kids,
Right?
And you don't want them to think that that's appropriate.
I think
being a parent's
there's
weird.
a short list of things that still belong to the law of the jungle. I think that there's traditionalism versus modernism. There's all sorts of stuff, and you shouldn't do certain things. But I think there's a short list of things that belong to the law of the jungle, and that's one of them. That's why I believe that it's for the father-son relationship or father-child relationship or parent-child relationship, and it's also for the
You just named every relationship.
the like marital relationship. Like,
Don't fight in front of
you
your
can't
kids.
let
Good luck.
anybody do it public situations to where
You make anybody else feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, you can't. I think that's law of the jungle stuff. You can't let anybody think that they have the ability to embarrass you.
Sounds easy.
And call you out like that, like in front of other people. I think that
I've seen it happen at funerals.
you can't
Can
do that.
imagine.
Dude, some of these people are nuts. I think I've told you this story before, obviously. It's always you and me. But, like, I've seen brothers and sisters go at it. In-laws beat the shit out of each other in my lobby. And it's like...
Over what? Just decision.
Who took care of the parent?
Making. Oh.
Who has a few bucks? Who doesn't? I paid for this.
Oh, yeah.
This is what I want. Or just people who just don't get along. I mean, listen, there's just some people are, positives and some people are negatives.
Yeah.
And they, it comes with a heavy burden for us because it's like, we always want to make everybody the satisfied party, but like, there's times where like someone's blatantly wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a high pressure situation.
Yeah,
that's
and that person, I'm not kidding, dude. If you average it out, 8 out of 10 times that person paid the bill, and that's the person I got to appease versus the person I agree with.
Yeah.
Where I
Really?
That's when it like
That's
9 out of 10 times I feel like it's always because like somebody's keeping score, like in those situations.
Yeah.
And once you do that, it's like everything breaks
Yeah,
down.
the money after
You
a
know?
death is a big problem.
Well, if you have traumatic relationships, that's when it all fucking comes
It's
out.
also
in the wash.
control issues. Like the one guy I'm talking about that was fighting with his brother-in-law. He came in. First of all, they came in and they were like completely normal. Made the arrangements, signed the thing. Everything was golden. And then all of a sudden, like he came back by himself. Like, hey man, you got a minute? And in my head, I went, fuck. I've just, I've done this before.
Yeah.
And he was like, listen, I'm paying for everything. My sister's husband's a junkie. They stole everything.
Oh my god.
And then you talk to the sister, and she's pleasant.
brother's a
and then I
fucking
met
piece
the
of
husband, and it's
He didn't seem like a junkie.
He didn't seem like a junkie at all. And then they demanded he paid for everything, and then demanded that she pay the other half of the bill. Wow. And this is the guy who wanted everything. I want it my way. You understand? And I'm like, yes, no problem. How you paying? Cash? All right, great.
I want it my way.
And then he demanded that she pay her half. And to her credit, they came up with it. And now, like, your way doesn't count anymore. And you lost all your leverage. And
I think the moral of the story is if you don't let your kids fucking yell at you in public, you can make those situations better by the time we get to death.
yeah,
I think regardless, even family.
pre-plan your funeral the way you want.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like sitting here listening to you talk about that all the time, it's like that's the biggest thing is like removing the guesswork from like your kids and them having to fight. It's like, this is the way it is. This is the way I want it, and that's it.
The pre-plan is the move.
That's huge.
My mom died, and we didn't, and we there was no like crazy
requests.
like anybody fighting or any of that. But I remember like my dad and I were in the office, and like the fucking guys like talking. And you remember Charlie Brown, like when the teacher was talking about wah, 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 and fucking like my mom's dead, and fucking the guy's like talking, and my
How old
dad's
were you?
like, did he just say 10 grand? I'm like, yeah, I think he said 10 grand. Fucking my father's like, I don't think I have the funds in my account, fucking, but I'm gonna give him a check anyway.
Oh my
and
God.
fucking and like
So, believe it or not, people do that all the time. We get bounce checks all the time, and now we stopped taking them. We have our checking account is Chase, so we'll take a Chase check. I call my banker and I go, "Is this good?" And they go, "Yeah, cash it." But like for the overwhelming majority, I just tell them like, "Hey, bank check. No offense, but
Does everything have to be paid for before the ceremony?
Well, but that's the whole
that you
point.
pay for it by the day of the wake service. So
My gosh,
in
so
full."
fast. So fast.
But the experience was definitely like, and I think my father made some pre-arrangements like after that, and I think that like you totally.
How old were you when your mom died?
This is 10 years ago, 2015, the end of 2014.
What are you, 40?
I'm 42.
42? So yeah. That's just, it's never a good time, but,
Even in that situation, though, like you guys knew that you were sick for a long time, and like, but you never. I guess once people get sick, you don't think about it. It's when you got to do it. You're just straight healthy.
The whole
they
thing
do
is,
it when the hospice nurse goes, "Hey, have you pre-planned the funeral yet?"
Yeah.
And
No,
they go,
because it's such an emotional roller coaster dealing with the sickness and like the hope that
There's a
goes
lot
up
of-
and it goes down and fucking you think it's okay and then it's not okay and you think it's okay and it's not okay.
A lot of people experience relief when somebody linked like that, and then they get guilt because they feel relief.
But just like making a will and just like all the other things, like fucking go take care of that.
But the will is like crazy to me. I understand not wanting to do the funeral part, but like the will is literally protecting all your assets. It's crazy to me that you wouldn't
People
do
don't do that.
Even young too. Like you have kids. Like if you don't have that squared away, the person that you want to take care of those kids may not have the right to them.
Right.
And then then what?
Yeah, I remember my brother talking about it when he had his twins. Like he was setting up his stuff, and we haven't done anything.
You should.
I haven't done
I
anything.
have one. Gonna have to revisit it.
Yeah, you should. Just God forbid something happens.
Well, you started going to Planet Fitness, so you'll be right.
Yeah.
Or I'll die from it.
That's what happens. That's what happens.
Don't say that.
You get bit by a bug. Some guy came in coughing on a
I'm going to
microphone.
get bit by your bug that you have right
exactly.
now in this hot room.
Stifling, by the way.
You're gonna transfer your tickle right there.
It is stifling.
I don't know.
Talking about death and heat.
You could get real hot. Talk about cremation. You got to go to that guy's company barbecue, dude. It's a rip.
Oh my God. That's disgusting.
You said
Everything's well done.
have you guys ever messed with those? You
Sounds
saying
like
you
funeral
kids have
jokes.
that Oculus thing or the VR
The
thing?
PlayStation VR. Dude, it is incredible.
Insane.
Incredible. I think it's like Call of the Mountains I was playing. And like you're climbing up, you're shooting bow and arrows, you're like swinging off mountain faces. And then when you fall, for a split second, you think
feel
you're
like you're
really
falling?
falling.
That's
It's
terrifying.
PlayStation 5 with a VR headset. That's what it is.
But the new VR, not the original.
I don't know.
It's intense. Dude.
Have you ran into anything in the house yet?
No, like I really in my mind, like I've seen too many of those videos. So I'm like, you're not in the real thing, but like you'll stutter step. You go, oh fuck. I remember doing the shark dive. That was wild. It was just more scary. It's like a jump scare type of deal.
Yeah.
And my wife's best friend did it. She like literally punched me in the face.
Shit.
Because like I didn't want her to walk into the fireplace, so I'm standing there like
You're
this.
holding her arm.
And then
arms
she
around it.
just blasted me in the face.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
I played the boxing game yesterday. And,
Yeah?
it was my first time ever trying it, and blown away by that. Like you walk up
that
and it's
good?
like Rocky standing right here in front of you.
Wow.
There's
Really?
depth to it and everything.
That's interesting.
It's
I
wild.
would love to try that.
I was exhausted. I think I pulled a muscle in the back of my arm yesterday.
Like you're really throwing punches?
Yeah, you're throwing punches.
Yes.
You gotta like, and then when you, which is like a trick of trying to get you healthy, I think also, like when you get down, you have to like run in place to get back up.
Okay.
I went for like maybe 4 minutes, and I was like, I need to sit down and have a piece of cake or
When's the
something.
bell gonna ring? When's the bell gonna ring?
It was just wild though. I've never done it before. That was
John
my
was
first
like, I
time.
ain't hear no bell.
It was crazy.
Is
Guy
it new?
stuff-
It's something that just came out?
I guess. I didn't
this
even hear
year?
about that one.
Guy
Yeah,
starts
it was like
pressing
Rocky.
your eye when the bell rings. You feel it.
But they
Things start
set like a
vibrating.
little area, like inside of it, there's an area where you have to like stay in. And if you move out of it, it turns on so that you
Yes,
can
so
see.
like the grid gets red.
Yeah.
I did. I bought for my son, really for me. It was like Ace Combat,
Okay.
and you're in a plane and a fighter jet. I don't think I've ever been so nauseous in my life.
That's what I would fear from, especially like climbing a cliff or something like that.
The cliff isn't bad. It's like when you look over and you get like that whoa feeling.
Are you scared of heights? Because I could almost guarantee you that
no.
would make me nervous.
You don't like heights, right?
No.
I've definitely gotten like more aware as I've gotten older, but
Right.
I'm not necessarily scared. It depends on the situation. If it's like
Aware
me
of what?
alone,
That you're gonna die?
hanging a Christmas light, I'm just like, maybe I don't need to do this right now. But
If I see a video of somebody changing like those fucking fans, those windmills, and they have the helmet
you ever
cam on,
see-
my balls go up to my throat
yeah, that's
from watching it on my phone.
they're like 1,000 feet in the air, dude. That's ridiculous high.
Retarded.
You ever see the video of the two guys that they fucking hugging right before they died?
No. When it went on fire?
Yeah.
I think I know what you're talking
What
about.
a fucking shit way to go. And nobody thought like,
Plane
hey,
people?
No,
No,
there's
it's changing
two
the
guys
windmills.
changing like windmill lights, I think.
I don't know what they're doing up there.
Yeah, whatever they do. Not necessary to be up there, if you ask me. And they just fucking, the windmill went on fire and they couldn't get down the steps, I guess.
Oh, man.
And they just fucking watch that fire get closer and closer. Or you jump.
Jump, yeah.
What do you do?
Sometimes you just got to jump.
What's
You
worse?
think you would jump?
How high was it?
Very high.
It's super
No
high.
shot
It's-
of survival.
It's
chance?
so high.
Yeah, so probably the jump is fucking...
But then do you you're on
don't like heights
fire,
at all,
then you're
right?
burning, you're screaming, and then you fall? I mean,
Ouch.
that's like a double whammy.
I don't
Maybe
know.
on fire and falling?
No,
and burning?
you got it one or the other.
You got to do one of the
I don't know if it's true, but I've heard through like my Google, Wikipedia, Instagram research, TikTok too.
You die before you hit the ground.
You die before you hit the ground, and then B, I think with the fire, I don't think you really feel the fire. I think you feel it at first a little
Freak
bit.
out.
I think once you burn those nerve endings up,
Well, with that girl on the train, you see that shit?
no.
Who didn't see that?
Oh yeah, yeah.
heard
in the-
about it.
in the subway.
Weird.
What happened?
Some dude lit a lady on fire, and there's video of the subway door open. She's on fire, standing. You know how there's like standing room, and then you could get to your seats?
Yeah.
She's like standing this way on the bar, and the door's right here. She's well on fire. It looked like a grease fire. No yelling, no screaming.
And what was he doing?
Cops are walking past.
What is he doing?
What is he doing? He's flaming it with
Making it
his fucking
worse.
jacket. And
But-
then he walks away and gets arrested.
Was he trying to put it out?
He was an immigrant. I don't know what
I
he was
saw
doing.
it. You know, and
He was definitely not trying to put it out. You don't flame a fire. So,
yeah, but I don't know. I feel like maybe somebody would.
Stop, drop, and roll.
of course.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, but if
somebody
you fucking
lit you
grew
on
up
fire,
in
what-
fucking Uruguay, you probably don't
no,
know
the
to stop,
lady's
drop, and roll.
American, I think. So if you're sleeping on a train and somebody lights you on fire, you're gonna
But
roll
is there
around
footage
like a
of him
maniac.
actually lighting her on fire?
No, I don't think so. I didn't see that. All I saw was her like charcoal.
I have no way to say that I know that this to be true or anything, but I just like my spider sense kicks in, like fucking, like it's fucking.
What do you think? She combusted?
No,
by
like
herself?
it's not real. Like there's so much shit that's going on out there. In
Somebody
the world
said it wasn't
that
real.
They're just
I can't-
making shit. Like you know what I mean? Like because like they're talking about doing these mass deportations now.
You got a
know
lot
what
of
I mean?
people
Like-
though, like would have to be in on that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you know nowadays I don't think so. With TikTok, everybody is in on it and not in on it because there's billions
Maybe
of
maybe
videos
that part of it.
coming at you.
But then like the chief of police gave a like you.
He did?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't see any of it. I'm not like I'm not saying that like I think that it is fake.
How do you
I
stare
just
at your
think that
phone
there's
all
just-
day and not see these things?
That's his algorithm, dude. Could you imagine what his looks like?
I can't imagine.
I don't
what
get
it
a
looks
lot of
like.
that stuff.
Just horrendous shit.
Yeah, that was wild though. That was really weird that she wasn't making a noise.
That's the shit that'll make you like never go. This was in the city?
Subway, yeah. F train.
No.
I gotta be honest, I don't want to go to the city ever again.
Ever.
My wife was like, she's like, for Christmas, I want Aladdin tickets and a day in the city. And I'm like, how about a $10,000 bag?
Anything to not go there.
Anything to not go to Matt. Dude, I get nervous around like the Meadowbrook. I start to sweat. And
Same.
I might not even be going that way. You know, Cross Island, if I'm not going upstate to an airport, like,
If you do the city, you
Jesus.
got to stay overnight. You got to get a hotel. Can't do a day.
Wait,
can't even get a
kids?
hotel room. You get shot in front of your fucking hotel
Yeah, you can't do
by somebody named Luigi.
Luigi.
Imagine getting to fucking
Like
heaven.
that's another thing. Like,
Imagine
I
getting
think
to heaven, being online,
That's
assuming
another
that
thing. I
that's
think
how
that's
they say
another
it
one
is.
that's fake.
Dude,
man.
that shit's wild to me.
Not fake, but like created.
That shit's wild to me
thinks
that
everything's
so many
created
people
now?
support him. Listen, no matter how you, like, listen, insurance companies are all pieces of shit,
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
But the individual himself, you don't know
Yeah.
him from anybody.
No, it's bad that kids think that like it's a heroic thing to do to
Nah,
fucking murder.
imagine being online. Let's say you're Catholic, right? You're online, you're waiting to see St. Peter, and you're standing at the gates, and what happened to you? Shot in the back by somebody named fucking Luigi. It sounds like a joke.
Good looking Italian guy.
Yeah. And apparently the kid comes from money, like heavy money.
Heavy
He went
money.
to Harvard, right?
Yeah, an Ivy League school.
But
I
have
don't
they
know
gone
which one.
through the what's
He's alive. There's no manifesto.
what's
to
the
go through.
story?
I thought there was a manifesto. I thought he wrote something.
Like,
but
wasn't
I
he
could
like-
be wrong.
Has
Wasn't
something
he
to do
like
with like
had-
his mother's back pain.
Yes.
I thought he had.
He did have back surgery.
And then he became
Neck
impotent,
surgery.
right?
Yes. Well, that's one of the stories.
Yeah.
And there was some with numbers too, if I remember correctly, like 200 and something.
Yes.
And it was like he has 200. I don't remember the number exactly. He's got 215 followers. It was like 2:15 in the morning.
Yeah.
The code that he got her locked up on was like a 215.
That's
like it was
weird.
215 or whatever the number was. It was a lot. Again, this is all according to my Instagram, TikTok research.
But like, who is this kid? Why does he know where the CEO of United Healthcare was? How does it all play out? Like, there's always. I just feel like there's just so much more.
I don't disagree with you. That one's.
Because why did this
definitely
kid,
weird.
out of all the people, if he wanted to be like an internet hero, like, why did he single out the fucking CEO of United Healthcare?
I think if I had to guess, that's probably the healthcare company who denied him or his mom the surgery that he needs
Yeah.
to correct the fatal flaw in his, you know.
He what's crazy though too is the way he got caught makes you think that something's not right.
McDonald's.
Yeah.
He got caught at McDonald's. He was wearing the same clothes, had the weapon, like had all the things that they needed
weird.
to say this guy did it.
It was him.
Yeah. Luigi.
Oh, look, he's got a selfie on his phone, blowing the guy's brains out.
Yeah.
Got him.
He was like,
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's just too much. Just too much. This world is out of it.
and like PA, and then I don't understand too. It took so long to extradite him back to New York.
Yeah.
And then when he got to New York, everybody in the fucking prison was like, Luigi.
No, they weren't really, were they?
Again, who knows what's fucking real and fake anymore?
Oh man, it's bad.
That's really where we're
It's
at.
bad.
That's really where
I've
we're
said
at.
this. You could ask my one friend Matt. I've been saying since 2016, you can't trust the flow of information anymore. And
No,
it's
I agree.
Fucking terrifying.
2016 is when I tapped out, when the first Trump election. That's when I don't know if you remember the movie. It was a movie called Wag the Dog.
No.
Do you remember that movie?
Robert De Niro.
Yeah, and they put on like it was I think Pacino
created
was
a
in it
war.
too. They created a war that was fake, and they did it all like
So that's also a thing
in the
government.
newsroom.
And they shot down those. They wanted to shoot down planes.
Well, it was
in Cuba.
It was
when we
the
had Cuban
government
Missile
and
Crisis.
Hollywood in fucking cahoots with each other, and they created a war.
I'm gonna
And they
fan the fire right now.
Did the whole thing, and I in 2016 when the Trump thing was going on, in my mind I'm like, this is what this is.
What do you think about the moon landing?
We talk about that all the time.
So here's my official position: is that it probably happened, but if one day they're like the moon landing was a studio in Burbank, California, I'd be like, I'm not surprised.
I could definitely.
That's
I would
where I'm
agree
at on
with
that.
But like, why don't we just go there all the time now?
Well, because
Yeah,
so
I think it's a great
there's
question.
certain like what would you call them, like not astronauts, astrophysicists that say that there's a radiation belt in the way of us getting there. That like if you try to cross through that, you're dead, you're fried. So it's like, well, how did we do it then? And literally in like an aluminum can. They would do it
Yeah,
in
that'd be
math
the
on
worst
like
spaceship.
on a graph sheet. There's more computing power on your cell phone than there was on the Apollo missions.
That's what I mean, though. Like the computing power that there is now.
Yes, why we not living there?
Why wouldn't we be like going back there all the time?
Yeah.
Also, like, what's the other side of the moon look like? How come we've never tried to go to that side?
Dark side of the moon.
I don't think it happened.
I don't think it happened.
It was,
Well,
and think
I
about
think-
the time it happened too. It was like the whole shit with Russia and all that
Sputnik,
stuff.
yeah, it was on purpose.
Had to be us.
We needed to be first.
I
Quote,
think
unquote.
we've been spoon-fed propaganda forever.
I'm happy about I'm good with it. Like life is as weird as it is, it ain't bad. You turn the water on, clean water comes out.
right.
Like I'm okay with it.
But there's a lot of crazy people out there that follow.
I was gonna say.
They follow this thing to the death, and everything is fake. I mean, the whole drone situation is crazy to listen to.
The drone?
Yeah, people's ideas
Oh,
of what
yeah.
it is. and-
I sent out pictures
going
of what was the Bob?
Am I the only
Bob
one that
Wood?
hasn't seen one yet?
No. What's the black dude with the giant hog? Bob Wood, something like that.
Oh,
The guy that those
the mean
pictures
guy?
Oh,
everybody
that guy's
gets.
dead. Yeah.
So somebody sent me a picture of a drone like far away.
I was waiting for that.
And I
actually.
zoomed in on it, and it's him. I sent this
That guy
fucking
was
thing,
COVID
dude. I
gold.
sent it to
That's
so
awesome.
many people. One guy realized it. I sent it to Ally Quinta. Ally Quinta reposted it on his page with all of his 150,000 Instagram followers. And he's like, drones in Wantagh, and like requoted what I did, tagged the show in it. And then I was literally had to text him like, hey man, I'm like, zoom in. And he's like, yeah, it's crazy, right? I'm like, you're not zooming in. And he's like, what do you mean? I go, just zoom in. He's like, well, I maybe he was driving or whatever. I'm like, it's the black dude with the giant hog. And he's just like, oh fuck, got him.
Bro, they said that some of those ones in Jersey are like the size of like cars.
So the biggest one I buy into, which I think is real, is they're looking for radiation. They think a nuke slipped out of Russia or what's the other one?
China?
No, the war that they have in Russia and
Ukraine.
They think a nuke slipped out of Ukraine and it came into that port somewhere in Jersey, and then they're scanning for radiation.
How'd we lose that?
I don't know, black market shit.
How'd we lose a nuke? Parts of a nuke.
They've lost nukes before. Reagan. They lost, I want to say 6 nukes.
Like warheads you talking about?
Yeah, like actual
the
nuclear weapons.
uranium and
No,
like
the
for it?
Russians, they had a sub sink into like the ocean, obviously.
Yeah, but you can't lose those. Those aren't things that
No,
you should be able to lose.
I agree with you.
You shouldn't be able to lose
They
those.
were mixed in with a bunch of Oculus VRs.
Yeah, like
over
in
here,
prostitutes that are in a
Nobody
One
thought,
container.
nobody thought to put an Apple AirTag on that.
My God. But people are now, I bet you there are people in Jersey who have not been to their job in a
Yes.
month to go searching for these drones and do it's amazing what people can do.
Bro, it's...
But there's still like not. There's no official statement yet.
No official statement.
No
from the
official
government.
statement.
There's a good chance it's like a drone group of guys who just like...
Fucking with people.
Just fucking with people at this point too. But they did say some of those drones were like the size of cars.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard like the size of like small cars.
So what regular people are going to have those?
No, but the
It's
reality
government
is there's
drones.
no. I'm telling. I would stake all my shit on this, and say if there is a real drone in the sky that is the size of a car, there is absolutely, positively no way that the government does not know exactly what it is.
I agree.
There's
Yeah.
no
I agree.
chance. You can't run a fucking red light.
But there's not just one. There's
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Thousands of
That's what
these
I'm
things.
saying. If there are 1,000 car-sized fucking drones in the sky,
They're
the
surveying
government,
something.
The government knows
Surveys would be
exactly
done
what
in the
they are.
daytime.
But it's just Jersey, or now it is.
no,
on
it's
the
all over the
So
place.
it's a little bit everywhere, but it's a heavy concentration too around military bases and installations.
Yes. And they say China owns fucking
China.
200,000 acres of American
It's got
land
nothing
all
to do
around.
with China.
So-
It's our shit. That's without a
It
doubt,
is
it's
our
our
shit.
shit.
I think it's our
Don't
shit,
forget
too.
too, like they had the program for the stealth bomber, the F-117 Nighthawk. Everybody thought that was aliens,
Yeah.
because it had the triangle shape to it. You know, so
It's something like that. It's like fucking battle drones.
I wouldn't be surprised.
It's a lot, though.
Trump's gonna come in and be like, just unveil it all.
They were my
That's what I
drones the whole
think.
time. Tremendous.
You're never gonna
drones.
believe-
Tremendous drone. The best drones. The
Best drones.
best drones you've ever seen.
Drone warfare is dirty.
Oh, it's
Dude, that's
video
what
games.
war's going to be, man.
Yeah, that's why like we were talking before about the guy changing the light bulb up on the fucking windmill. It's like,
Yeah,
how do
they
we
should
not
have a drone that can do
robots
that.
that can get the hell up there and do that. These guys don't got to light themselves on fire or something
true.
like that.
They had the other guys too, not even the windmills, but they're like these just towers. The lights that are the tower is like, I don't know. I'm gonna exaggerate here, but it's like a mile high tower.
Oh, yeah.
And the guy just every like twice a year is just like,
I mean, top of
Get the
bridges.
fuck out of here with that.
You got to change the light bulbs at the top of a bridge, too. When they're walking on the side of those bridges, man, I could barely get across that bridge.
oh dude, every time I'm always like, jump pussy.
Please. Schmeltering in here. There's a lot of weird shit going on, and I think it's a lot to do with social media and fucking the amount of people that
Wait
we
till
have.
AI starts to like draw
No, it's
that
gonna
shit.
get
It's
it's gonna get
going-
better and better.
Better and better
Meaning-
in
meaning
freak
like
out
worse.
zone.
Yeah, think about the AI stuff is in its infancy.
It's going to be bad.
It's gonna get to a point where it's out of control.
Like, what if your kid, like one day your kid just goes out, just like 18 years old, they go out, they don't come back, just a robot comes back saying that it's your kid. I am new Liliana.
Just
Fuck you, Dad.
Fuck you, Dad. I'm going upstairs.
this place is bullshit.
Feed me, bitch.
Enough. Enough. You little pussy man.
Mommy was right about you.
See this jar? Put your balls in it. Give up now.
I'm glad she's texting Steve.
Oh, damn.
What's it all about, man?
It's all scary. It's
all
really
about?
scary.
My eye's really itchy right now.
Yeah, your right eye is red as shit.
It is, right?
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
feels
he's probably got conjunctivitis. You got a fucking flu cold that you're passing around.
conjunctivitis.
This is,
Yeah. what
Only
is
a
that?
fucking real germaphobe would just draw conjunctivitis.
Listen, sick of being sick with all you people.
dude, like I said, there was a point where I was sick probably for like two years nonstop.
Oh yeah, I know. You said you took the. Yeah, I don't want.
You
to
get
go
like
through that.
PTSD after that.
I don't want to go through that. It's not good.
No.
You should have door shut. When was the last time you did a cartwheel?
It's probably been about 2-3
It's
years.
embarrassing. I tried to do one the other day.
What
It's
happened?
really bad.
I
It
would
was
love to
all
see that.
L. It just looked like an L.
That still counts.
You can't. Does it?
Absolutely.
I could probably do a cartwheel.
You think you could do a
I
cartwheel?
think I could do a cartwheel.
I'm gonna go with never.
Never ever.
I've never been able to do a cartwheel.
I would bet though if I did it, it would be more like this, not straight up and down.
Right.
You know, these
Mine was a
little sticks are
solid
gonna get
L,
it out.
like just like I'm just getting my
I
legs
think I could do
over
a
on the side.
cartwheel right now.
Wow. I would love to
think I
see you
could.
do a
We're
cartwheel.
definitely gonna do that on the front lawn as soon as this thing is over.
As soon as during my cigarette,
cartwheel competition.
I better see you do a cartwheel.
I think I could do it.
There's no way you could do a good cartwheel.
I think I could. Or maybe like one of those. What are the other ones called? Like
A round
the
off?
handspring, a round off.
I
You
think that's
can't
harder.
do a round off.
I think I can.
So it's going into a headstand and then you're going to jump off your hands.
I think I can do
No,
it.
that's a handspring. A round off is like a sideways flip with no hands.
Oh, you can't do that. You're out of your
I
mind.
think I could do something like that.
You get your
I
head
think
down.
in your mind you can.
I think I can.
Just do it on the grass. Don't do it
On the mats.
Oh yeah, on the mats too.
Nah, you're going on the grass.
Because you want to see, the.
I can't imagine you doing
Wipe
a
out?
cartwheel.
I
This
think you do.
seems like a trip to the hospital.
Yeah,
I
you gotta
could
watch
use a
that
trip
show.
to the
Maybe
They got some good drugs.
if he breaks his neck, shotgun on the funeral.
In everyday life, you're just saying that all the time when someone's like doing something risky. Like, yeah, try it out, see what happens. You know,
We only live once.
Do it, pussy. You can't do that.
What's your loved one's phone
Want to
number?
bet? Yeah, sure. What's the worst case scenario, dude? Like, right? I lose $100, but I gain like 15,000 on the other.
True. It's really true.
it's pretty good.
I think.
I can't believe the payment has to be done before the fucking funeral's over.
It's a wrist
I'm
dexterity.
thinking about the wrist
Snap.
strength.
Contemplating not
I think I can do
doing
it.
You could probably do
I
it.
think I can do it.
You're not out of shape.
I think I can do it.
It's like, can your elbows hold the weight?
I
You're going
think.
to collapse onto your face.
I think I understand the dynamic.
It's all momentum.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. The trick.
This is what I'm saying, though. Like, this is what this guy does. He's like, you know, egging him on just a little bit, like setting it up. Next thing you know, we're at Jesse's funeral at No Chafing.
It's
How'd he die?
It's
Tried to do
a good time
cartwheel.
to go.
Tried to do a cartwheel.
It's a good time to go.
Oh, man, this guy, good time to go. He's feeling
What
it.
would you, so let's say you go, you get up there, right? What's the first thing you're looking up? See if it's true. JFK,
If I'm dead,
yeah. Twin Towers, an inside job. Like, what are we talking? What's your conspiracy?
like conspiracy theories.
Oh, whatever, yeah.
Oh, like you die and the
You
first
get to
thing.
know.
You get to know.
Something.
Now you're in
Who was the guy that
Oh.
banged Mary to make Jesus?
Oh, wow. It was magic, bro.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Kennedy thing. You got to find that.
Seeing if that's
There's
real.
something so fucked up behind that.
Has to be.
It's gotta be, dude.
But
And
it's
think
the
like
same shit. Somebody paid. That guy was fucking paid to do that.
that guy. I think the guy who did it is dead, buried in a desert somewhere in an unmarked grave. I think that guy. What was his name? John Wilkes Booth.
Oswald. No, John Wilkes
Lee-
Booth.
Lee-
He
No, that
shot
was-
Abraham
he shot
Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln.
Lee Harvey Oswald.
Do you ever see all the comparisons, the similarities between?
Yes, Lincoln and
Kennedy.
him, right? Yeah.
It's wild.
I-
It's not a
they showed
little
me that
bit.
in like high school.
Yeah, it's like 40 to 50 things. It's like one got shot in Ford Theater and ran to somewhere else.
I know exactly what you're saying, but
shot in a Ford. The guy got caught in a theater.
Yep.
And it's just down the list, 50 facts of just like incredible coincidences.
It's just when you think about that time period, it's like if whoever the politicians were at that time period, like every other politician, like when they killed fucking Julius Caesar, like the senators get together and they say, listen, this guy's going down. But like in these times, like it wasn't like now to where we have, this.
But to do that in a public setting like that.
I think that's easier
that was on
to do.
TV, right? Wasn't it on TV?
Yeah.
But
you could go down to Daily Plaza and stand on the fucking X that guy got his head blown off.
Right.
And you got to like...
Take a selfie.
Yeah, dude, take a selfie and do the
like
pose.
you could have paid the chief of police. You know what I mean? The chief of police could have been in on it, and like
absolutely
in
dude,
that time, like there's no way to have ever known.
Yeah,
like somebody could have drove a truckload worth $100 bills to like some weird place in Texas
back then,
to where this guy's taken care of for the rest of his like 3 generations. Nobody's ever known. Nobody's ever gonna know.
Yeah, no, back then that was the time to do it. Now it's like this.
Now you can.
But what about
the
got
Trump
a fucking Ring doorbell?
That's another crazy thing. Like somebody tried to kill him at a rally, and that went away in 2 seconds.
Not only that, they tried to kill him like 2 weeks after that at his golf course. They found that guy like camped out in the woods. Yeah, and that just
like is that real?
It just got. I mean, the kid's dead.
Which one?
The first
one. Yeah.
Well, I think he was paid
with death.
Well, yeah, but they had to get.
What about the fucking funeral home that's got to do that funeral?
With that
do they have one? That's a fucking great question. I never even thought about that.
That's why
like people that do shit like that, they still have funerals?
Yeah, well, somebody, if there's a dead body, a funeral home is being called to pick that up at some point.
Wow.
And disposed of.
Wow.
So I had it happen where a young couple got shot in a car, and it was like a gang affiliation thing. There was shenanigans all across the board. It was weird because it was who's editing this? Him?
Yeah.
It was a gang thing. If it was Meg doing it, I'd tell the whole story, but you're gonna let it go. We're all gonna be going, I'm sorry.
With a hand tied behind their back.
Yeah, exactly. So it was this like white bread girl who's from a good family, very pretty. Was with this guy from a bad area. It was in like the sketchy part, and they still to this day have no idea. But I got the kid, the boy, the young man, and
wait, this is a gang member or her boyfriend?
I think he was they were either selling drugs or he was a gang member. She was dating this kid, and I don't think the family obviously is not happy about it because of how things turned out. But I don't think he was like the greatest dude prior to that. So anyway, so the kid gets shot. He died. They both died. I got the young man's funeral, and I happened to know of the girl who got killed. And they had the Suffolk County 1st Precinct at the funeral home, their gang squad, in suits with Nochi Funeral Home, like sticker things, pins that we wear, like hello, my name is, but like nicer ones. They had microphones set up throughout the whole funeral. They had plants in the front, the back, in the chapel. And
did anybody show up for the kid?
Yeah, it was a huge funeral, but they were looking for people. They wanted to hear what, still to this day, unsolved double homicide.
Interesting.
That's interesting.
I heard a stat that like 7 out of 10, was it 6 or 7 out of 10 murders don't get solved.
Wow.
Even in this day and age, that's crazy with all of the...
You think about how many Ring doorbell cameras there are.
Yeah.
You can literally watch someone run like house to house to house to house. Like from Wantagh to Amityville. You could track somebody, no problem.
There's a girl, I think right now, that's missing in Patchogue. And she's been missing since like early December. And I was saying the same thing to somebody the other day. I'm like, how is that possible?
Yeah, they just found, too, I heard they found remains in like Smith Point Park. I don't think it's her though. Oh. Which, gives you a little bit of hope.
Hopefully not.
I can't even imagine. Could you imagine that shit? Like fucking kid just goes missing. And there was speaking of Ring cameras and all the mamas groups, 2 o'clock in the morning in Wantagh, there's a kid, a 4-year-old, found walking the streets.
4 years old?
4 years old. And they were like knocking on doors looking for the parents. And I'm not knocking the parents in any way because you have no idea if that kid's sleepwalking. Yeah. You're asleep. He climbs out of his crib, opens the door.
That's scary.
But I can't.
I think if you're doing the right thing, it's got to be hard for your 4-year-old to escape outside of the house.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you.
But you never know.
It was North Wantagh, Levittown schools.
It's like that Chappelle skit with the baby on the corner.
What, leaving a baby on the corner?
Yeah, it's like the baby's out on the corner. He's like, "What are you doing out here?"
Well, yeah, how you doing, baby?
Selling drugs. Hey, baby, what are you doing out here?
Do you ever have to like do a funeral that like only like 2 people show up to?
Yeah, they're my favorite.
So they pay $15,000 and it's just like a mom and a daughter like
Yeah, I
staring
mean,
at
listen,
their dad.
it's
That's sad.
That's
it's
super sad.
We wound up sitting in the room with them, dude. The woman who works nights for me is like in the room crying with them, and it's just like it is definitely sad. But what's even more sadder is they outlived their whole bloodline.
Yeah.
They went like so for argument's sake, you have your like core group of friends from high school.
Right.
One of you is gonna have none of you at your funeral. You know, you're gonna outlive people.
That's me.
Oh, you got no shot, dude.
Thanks, man.
Ripping this American Spirit. What are those American Spirits?
No, just because they're yellow, they're not American spirits. It's Camel.
I thought you quit. Or quitting.
What? What happened?
He's weaning off. Dude.
What?
Last time we were together, you were on the Sting.
Yeah,
I gotta make a
but
change.
I mean, it's not.
Wait,
Yeah.
Jesse, let him smoke.
All right,
dude.
all right.
What?
It's not the New Year. It's not the New Year.
Yeah,
yet.
Live and let live.
You do any like New Year's resolutions?
Keep up. Yeah, don't die.
That's it every year.
No, I mean,
Stay alive?
Stay
You
alive.
die, but I don't die.
Yeah.
That's right.
Someone's got to do the funeral. I mean, it's always just standard bullshit. I'm gonna get in shape. I'm so fucking 40. I'm not, I'm gonna show everybody, and it's just
You say that too to yourself?
Every
I do
year.
that too. I do that too.
yeah,
I'm gonna show everybody.
yeah.
Show these guys, man.
You could see the progression of my family photos. Although I've lost a bunch of weight recently, you could see like from when I got married, like not that I ever had like this sharp jaw or anything like that, but like you could see like skinny Vinny,
Skinny man.
happy, happier, really happy, super satisfied, happiest you've ever been in your life, and then it's just like
Something happened.
yeah, something happened. I could tell you exactly what it was. I looked in the mirror and didn't recognize myself. And I was like, who's this middle-aged lesbian looking back at me?
When I had longer hair, I got called Rosie O'Donnell by somebody. It hurt.
You giggle, right?
I did.
Oh, dude,
I
it
said
hurt.
it was one of the funniest jokes ever.
but see, that would
but
be
it hurt me for like a month and a half. I was like, oh my
Yeah,
God.
but there's got to be something sickly wrong with you, because if somebody told me that I look like Rosie O'Donnell, I don't know if I'd be able to not like change my life.
Yeah, he
right
did. He
there.
cut his hair.
right there and then.
He got a haircut.
I didn't have the same
Well,
haircut.
one of the instances,
Like I might not have eaten for a month. If
one of the
somebody
instances
calls
we were
Rosie
at, there's a petting zoo out east, like a big one, that you go to, and they had a giraffe. And I was like, with my kids and my wife, and I'm feeding a giraffe, and my wife takes a picture, and I send it to like my my main group chat, of my friends, and they're like, I'm like, check this out, I'm feeding a giraffe, and then like the one comment my scumbag friend sends back, it's like, I didn't know there was whales at the zoo.
That's
And like I looked at the picture, like you look at the picture, you just look at like,
And you look like this.
and then you look at the picture, and it's like like when your shirt's too big, and it looks like you're wearing a tent.
Yeah,
and I
every
was just
day,
like,
every day.
Every day I sleep in my shirt.
shit.
No, that'll do it if you catch yourself in one of those like side profile ones.
it's the pictures, dude. The pictures, like because you go right, like John's a good looking dude. He goes
Yeah.
in the mirror, he combs his hair. He's really only looking for me.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you're like,
On purpose.
fucking handsome. But then, like as you back up and like the camera's refocused, you're like, oh fuck.
Jesus Christ.
It's tough when the camera goes out of focus when you move. It's
Yeah.
tough.
You guys are really having a fucking moment.
I don't
here
like
right
that
now.
either.
That's
dude,
why we
still-
don't have any like full length mirrors in my house.
Right.
Just from the neck up.
I don't really have mirrors in my house. I really don't.
He doesn't believe in him.
I don't want to see it.
This ain't the time for that though. This isn't the time for you to make the decision of I need to get healthy. Like it's not.
What do you
it.
mean?
That's the new. It's
I know
New
you
Year
hate
is
the, I know
so
you hate the
cliche.
New Year thing. You hate the New Year thing.
It's so
but
cliche.
It could work for people, I think.
Well, if you got the juice.
I think it does work for people.
It's
don't think
all
so.
about your discipline.
That's it.
Of course
It's
it
all
is.
about
Of
this.
course
if
it
you didn't
is.
have it all year long, what says you're going to have it now?
Because people believe in a starting
Somebody
point.
needs to tell you you look like
Yeah.
a whale.
But yeah, but if Rosie O'Donnell didn't do it, I don't know what's gonna.
It was mainly the haircut, you fuck. God damn it.
It's terrible. It's like, dude, the worst part is like
my
when you think about like I got my my best friend Joe. He's about to retire from the Nassau County Police Department. He's got a buddy Eddie that's like, dude, he makes fun of people and like you laugh and you giggle, but he's like, it's like Jedi mind shit. Like 3 days later, all of a sudden you're like, fuck, maybe I am gay. It's wild.
You think that people outside of Long Island do like make fun of each other like the way that we do here? I don't think so.
No.
I think they have to.
I don't think so.
would
No,
we
I
be
don't even
different?
want to say it's a Long Island thing. I think it's a tri-state.
Okay.
I would say.
I remember when we first went to college upstate, and we would just like be talking shit about each other all the time.
like, you people
and
are
like
mean.
even the other kids from Hempstead that were up there with us, everybody would look at us like, you guys like gonna like actually fight each other? Oh, you know what you're talking about? We're just playing around, you know?
But why? But why? Why would we be? What makes us do that?
But this is a tough
Because you
place.
guys have said that.
No, but this is, you have to think about the amount of people that live here.
Opinions.
The competition, just the human, once again, law of the jungle shit. There's so many people here, all fighting for the same fucking resources.
Would you read a book or
Attention, fucking, you know what I mean? Like fights, financial, mating. There's too many people in this spot, man. You got to have leather skin.
That's why he wore that jacket today.
Yeah.
You think that's what it is?
I definitely think that's what
I
it
feel
is.
like it's the same everywhere.
I don't think so. Like
There's
my
7
cousins and stuff
million
from other
people on
countries,
fucking Long Island.
from other
When
states.
I was in Florida, we dealt with people that were like sweet as pie. They
yeah.
were like, "Oh, you're from New York? That's
Because they're
great.
spread
Like,
out.
You know, like, you have any friends? Like, no. You want to come hang out?" Meanwhile, I was like, "What are they fucking trying to do? Kill me?
Yeah.
Beat me up and take my money?
Why are you being so nice?
Yeah, why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you
Weirdo.
poison my fucking food?
And I'm a fairly nice guy too. So like, you're like, you know, it seems like unauthentic.
Right.
And then
When people
like,
are nice?
yeah,
Yeah. That's pretty sad.
like, what's
Yeah,
your
that's
angle?
pretty sad. We shouldn't
But
feel
even
that
too, like
way.
in all networking groups too, I'm always like,
I agree.
I'm like, what's your fucking angle? What are you trying to sell me?
What's your angle?
Right?
I agree. When people are too nice.
You know? And then there's some people that are just nice, like Paul. I always like, when I first met Paul, I'm like, what do you want?
You don't think he's got any like little dick edge to him?
He can be a total asshole when he wants to be.
Yeah.
He's never done it to me. I've seen him do it to other people. Like he can really lay it on thick.
Yeah.
You guys get a lot of new people in those? Like, what's it like being new in that group, in those groups? Must be tough.
It all depends on the person, dude. Right?
Yeah.
Like if you're cool, you're cool. That's just like, I feel like that's anywhere in life.
It's the coolest group that I've ever been a part of. I've been in a few different ones, but Lynx is by far the coolest group.
Why do you think that?
It's just a lot of like legit people. It's a lot of
So, like, the older,
it's a lot of
upper-
authentic people.
The upper echelon is they've been there, done that.
Yeah.
And then there's like the people his age or our age rather, that are like in the shit, trying to figure it out. So there's like a lot of camaraderie.
It's a good balance
There is.
of people who are like on their way out, people
Yep.
who are trying to like make it, and they good
When you
advice and
on
shit.
their way out, what do you mean?
Like, you know,
Of
that's
life?
why you're there.
Like, where is it
You
ready
know?
to visit you?
That's right.
We know it's not to like get the, you know, the freaking referrals. It's the people that are dying in the group. You're trying to.
That's why he's
Third
there.
party referrals are a big deal for me. Let's not eliminate that.
How often are you doing funerals? Like you said, you could do them anywhere. Is that a common thing or not really?
So it's a common amongst like the family owned guys.
Yeah.
They'll, you know, like, you know, if somebody from, I don't know, Belmore needs to rent a place in West Babylon, you know, we would let them with the expectation of, hey man, when I need you, one hand washes the other.
Yeah.
So overall it happens probably all the time. Not probably, it happens all the time. I probably do 15-ish outside, you know, and we're trying to grow that a little bit.
It's more than I thought.
Yeah.
That's interesting. It must be weird though.
It is.
Like not being in your home base.
You're like, I literally am like a little boy, like,
Yeah.
you know.
Can't be
Touch
self.
anything.
Yeah.
You don't feel
No.
comfortable.
Yeah, you're always more comfortable in your own home.
Absolutely.
Just like the holidays. Just my
You
whole
said your
family
place,
downstairs.
your place is not a live-in place, though, right?
No. They never wanted it to be. They wanted it to be like a real business. So they built it more modern.
Those are always creepy.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, a lot of
the one at
funeral homes are all
Lindenhurst,
houses.
the one at Lindenhurst was a live-in one, right? Lindenhurst Memorial.
I mean, like the people that own it live there?
Yeah, or they yeah,
rent
there's
it.
just apartments now. A lot of them don't live there.
It's weird.
Yeah.
So creepy.
It can be. It's really, so I don't disagree, but like it's really not that bad. What creeps me
You're
out is like the
around
people.
dead people.
Yeah, but the people that are like the dead people aren't. No one's sitting up. No one's twitching.
No, I don't think anybody's worried about that. I think, yeah,
When
maybe
you're
they are.
around it all the
I
time,
think
it's
maybe
probably
they are.
become desensitized to it because it's the
100%.
most natural thing that there
But
is.
it's also a sad place. So it's not very.
But even
bright.
that, I'm sure you get
It's very dark.
desensitized too.
Yeah, that's why I always try to put the fun in funeral.
Right. That's true. I don't know where that fun is, but
I don't really think his funerals is like sad. I don't know why.
It
depends.
depends on the
yeah,
circumstance.
it really depends. Depends if somebody makes a
When
speech.
it's an 80-year-old fucking person, you know what I mean? Who's
80's
had a
not
good
even
life.
old anymore, brother.
No?
No. I'm constantly seeing upper 90s. Wow. A couple tickling 100, a couple over 100.
They say with the life expectancy is going up.
100% is. And then on top of it, science is keeping everybody alive, which is a good thing. I've said this before. I too want to live a long, healthy, prosperous life. But it's not necessarily the length of the life, I think. It's the quality of the life.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
Hedge your bet with the Ozempic stock, just in case.
yeah.
It's going to keep people alive forever.
I think it's a great thing. Honestly, like, I think for the people who legitimately need it, if you got to lose like 100 pounds, like the odds of you doing that in like a timely fashion without like just like if you lose 100 pounds, it's got to be what? Close to a year to do something like that. Like if you were fucking day in and day out grinding. So like you take a shot and you cut that time down into like half, get where you need to be, and then kind of wean yourself off of it. I mean, what's worse, right? The unknown side effects of Ozempic or these GLP-1 inhibitors, or like straight diabetes.
Yeah.
Think like diabetes is one of the most insidious things you can get. It comes with a litany of problems. It affects everything. All those COVID deaths.
Yeah.
Diabetes. Yeah. If you had diabetes and COVID, it was a death sentence.
Sure.
It's just though, like I saw this analogy the other day, and it was like if you have a fish tank and the fish are sick and the tank's dirty and the fish are sick, you don't treat the fish, you clean the tank.
Yeah.
And that was the analogy was like, don't just keep giving people more fucking drugs, like. I
don't disagree with you. Like I said, listen, if you got to lose 20, 30, 50 pounds, you could do it. You're just being lazy. But, if you got to lose a massive amount of weight.
Yeah, you need a kickstart.
You can get on that drug, get to where you need to be. But you got to hit the reset button because, it's just like winning the lottery, dude. These people, they win the lottery, they blow all their money, and then they're right back to broke.
Yeah.
So it's like there needs to be a lifestyle change.
Yeah. What's the mindset behind all of it? If it's just need the quick fix.
Yeah, but I think
it doesn't work for anybody for anything.
As you get but just in my own like weight struggles, I've noticed that when I was at my heaviest, I would liken it to like almost like a depression. Like you don't want to do anything. You're lazy. You're fucking tired all the time. Everything is maximum effort. And then like as you start to lose weight, you start to feel good. You want to go to the gym. You want to do this. Hey, maybe I want to take up jiu-jitsu. Maybe I want to do MMA. And like just all like you just got to keep the train rolling.
But where do you think your weight struggle comes from? What do you think is the origin of it?
Eating too much food.
Yeah, but like why?
Stress.
Because it's
like
delicious.
Stress. Just life.
Nah,
I mean,
it's not. But that's not like delicious is the easy part.
Yeah.
But like, do you emotionally eat the way people emotionally drink, or the way you smoke cigarettes? Like,
I think that I do what a lot of people do, and that's like mindless eating. There's just
like snacking.
Like I think what I did was the worst. Is I would not eat for a good portion of the day, and then I would come home and just basically just park a chair in front of the refrigerator.
A lot of people
and
do that.
just mindless eating. We either like not.
There's no metabolism flow.
No, and then you just that's it. From there,
and then you go to sleep.
bed.
Yeah.
And it's
is that still what you do?
No. Now I'm like consciously. I've tried the fasting stuff. It's definitely worked. That's how I lost a lot of the initial weight, but then I noticed I hit a wall with that.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then I flipped the script, and now it's not the time to be on a diet. I just ate like a fat pig from November to just like yesterday. I'll probably go tonight too.
Oh, it's leftovers to be had.
You're gonna keep it
This
going.
would be wasteful. Dude, this kid's starving in Africa.
Don't be wasteful.
Food waste is a disgusting sin. And here I am. Nom, 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 nom. So, I mean, yeah, but like, right? Would you say like you've done that too?
Oh, yeah. Right now, I'm eating like 5 times a day, and it's amazing. Like I'm never hungry.
It becomes
I
almost
don't
like
overeat.
I noticed too when you like with that diet, it becomes almost like a hassle. Fuck, I gotta eat.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it is. I was just talking to somebody 10 minutes ago, and that's exactly what I said. I was like, I just ate lunch. I'm so tired of fucking eating,
Which is a good thing because it like mentally tricks you into I don't need food.
Yeah.
that's the other thing too, is like the amount of food we consume as Americans in general versus what we actually need to live is dramatically different.
Well, just snacking and stuff, like the culture of snacking, like it's not good.
No, if you go to like Europe,
They don't snack.
They don't snack. They eat. They go back to work. They eat.
Yeah.
They go home.
Yep.
I saw this article the other day that was that we're showing a circus freak, and it was a guy who was fat, looked like everybody.
Any guy you've ever seen ever.
Looked like everybody, and this guy was like
1,000-pound man.
But he was like 300 pounds back in the day of like the 20s or whatever. This guy was a freak, and now looks like every person today.
There's something to be said about that because like. I don't know if it's just my feed, but like if you look at like testosterone levels back when like our grandparents were alive, when they were our age versus what they are now in kids, they're dramatically different. Food, you eat food and it's like you feel disgusted.
Yeah.
Where like, I've never been there, but like a buddy of mine just went to Italy, came back and he's like, I came back and I lost weight.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, I got to move to Italy.
It's all the freaking shit that they put in.
It's all garbage.
Yeah.
I lean away from that. Like, not to say that that's not the truth, but I lean more towards it's the habits.
Oh,
it's the
you're
habits.
not wrong.
It's the way. It's the patterns and like the way.
But if you look at like food ingredients from like let's say the 70s
I'm not saying that it's not
versus
true.
what they are now, it's like sugar, water, salt,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden now it's like
Corn,
dextrose.
Yeah.
And this.
Yeah, but like
that's
once
because
again, like you could eat like a bowl of pasta in Italy, and that was made with relatively fresh ingredients, like, and then you could eat a bowl of fucking cornflakes, and like you understand that like nobody needs to tell you the difference. I mean, for most intelligent adults, nobody needs to explain to you.
Yeah, you don't even
the
need to be
difference of those two things.
It's also for mass production, though.
Exactly
we don't run out of fucking eggplant.
No, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that like it's pretty known at this point in time that like 2 bowls of cornflakes at 8 a.m.
It's just not enough.
Is not a healthy breakfast.
But let's compare apples to apples. He said pasta, you said pasta, but pasta in Italy versus the 9 out of 10 times you're getting pasta made here, it's full of shit corn byproducts. Like
because they have to keep up with everything that's going on.
I've never looked into that myself, but sometimes I feel like that's not true.
Dude, there's
I think it's
billions and
100% true.
billions of supermarkets that all have tomatoes. How is that possible?
What?
Without growing them with shit.
Oh.
Without putting shit into them to keep up with the supply and
You know
demand.
what's scary too? If you want to get back to
it's a lot of
conspiracy
people.
stuff, what about Bill Gates buying up like fucking swaths of
yeah.
farmland?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like for what, dude? Like you're a billionaire. What are you doing?
Well, you want to really control resource and production flow.
You're just pulling the strings, right?
Yeah.
Scary.
I mean, but that's what I would do.
I think China buying it too is a conspiracy too.
The China shit when they bought all that farmland
Yeah.
along the nuclear corridor
Yeah.
is how do we let that happen?
I have no idea. I'm not in the government, but it's fucked up.
And like
It's
we're just
completely fucked
fucking
up.
4
Guess how much
fat
land
guys
we own?
hanging out doing a podcast.
How
do they not realize that? It's like nobody went, hey, I don't think this is a great idea.
How much land does America own in China? And China's big.
Zero. Because they're not allowed.
Yep.
Meanwhile,
Didn't
not
let
only
it
that,
happen.
we have all the Huawei chips and the cell towers all around the bases.
Yeah, but it's a big game between us and China because the thing about us and China is that we're China's marketplace. Like we're the customer.
We're the consumer.
Yeah, I mean, without us, their machine doesn't run. Like if all of a sudden it's okay, we're stopping consumption. Like
They're also
I
over-
still
yeah.
think that we're the top dog that people want to finally take down.
of course we are, but
Yeah, we're
that's-
the.
that's a big
In
thing.
reality, we are the only superpower. China's right there. But
Sure.
the difference between them and us is their government. It's like they do it. We have a lot of red tape, and our wheels of government move slow for a good reason. They're also so over leveraged, like under leveraged with their population, like those childbirth policies that they had.
Yep.
They're beyond replacement. It's only a matter of time before they go off the cliff.
Yeah.
yeah, and they make people fucking go away.
Yeah.
they don't. There's no.
They made that
rules.
guy Jack Ma. Remember when he came out, he got a little out of pocket, and all of a sudden,
were like, zip.
You didn't see him for 3 months,
Oh,
and then
that
he
rich
came back,
dude?
and he was toting the company line.
Wait, you can't have kids? Is that what you're saying?
There was a policy in China where
was.
you
You
could
can only
only
have a
have
certain amount.
2 kids, and I think you could only have 1 girl, regardless of how it goes.
What was the purpose of that?
They had
Population control.
there's literally fucking a billion of them.
Of them.
What do you mean, you people?
I truly think that the rest of the world would not feel that bad if we were gone.
Yeah, but I don't
dude,
think it's as
every-
malevolent as you think. I think when all these guys get together,
Think we're
like,
getting
you know,
there.
when they get together in Davos once a year, and like,
Davos.
it's like, next year I'm gonna get you, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, it's what it is. It's not like we live this life of like, we think there's good guys and there's bad guys, and we think we're the
There's
good
been
guys.
2 world wars.
But so I don't believe any of that's true. I don't believe any of that's true.
You don't
I
believe we've
believe
had
that
world
fucking,
wars?
No, what I'm saying is I
Oh.
think human nature is the consolidation of power. We are just who are in the driver's seat currently at this point in history, and it's just human nature. Like, it's what it is. It's like governments build up, they become what they become, they try to hold on to the power.
And then they topple.
Other governments want what the big government has, and it's fucking human nature.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
It's not like of course our news and our propaganda is like, we're the good guys and they're the bad guys, but their news and their propaganda is saying the same exact
course.
thing.
the bad guy
course.
always thinks he's the good guy in his own story.
100%.
Yes.
And then we could argue and say, well, you know, communism is not the right way, which I don't think that it is. But there's been so many forms of it over the course of history.
And none of them have ever worked.
No.
You know what really gets me like a good giggle is like when the Prime Minister of Canada like talks shit about us, or like, you know, it's like
Yeah.
you got this roided up big brother just south of you, and like you have all the protections in the world.
Right.
All you have to do is just be quiet.
Yep. He
Yeah.
doesn't want to use it. Wants to be independent.
Why are you acting up?
Yeah. What are you acting up for?
That's a narcissist
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, but I think everybody who runs a country is a narcissist. Well, because why else
Anybody who
why
wants
else
that
would you
job
want to
is
do
a
that?
fucking psychopath.
Totally.
True.
Yeah, I could be wrong, but I heard like the president only makes like 200 grand a year or something.
Yeah.
Stupid like that. The president should have fuck you money.
All those politicians.
Every
They
one
end
of
up
them.
having fuck
They
you
should
money.
all have like Vlad Putin money.
Yeah, that we know about. Not that they're getting behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Not that.
They're
You know,
definitely getting 100,000 a speech. They get
Kellogg's.
security for
But
the
when they
rest
have
of their
Vlad
life.
Putin
Post.
money,
Post.
then they never go away.
Post. Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
make it through. It's kind of like, you know, being in the army. You got to make
Yeah,
it through
but
the
think
first
about
4
like
years.
Barack
and then you'll
Obama's
make it.
first term, right? And I'm just using him because I can't, like, George Bush comes from oil money, and I can't think of anybody prior to him. But like, imagine like Barack Obama, first black president, comes into like government and like goes and sits down with like Vladimir Putin, who's got so much money they stopped recording it. Or with like the Saudi princes, who are hands down the richest people in the world.
Yeah.
Forget Elon Musk and everybody else. Like these guys, like they like crash G-Wagons for fun. There's like a whole area in the
They have
desert.
zoos for their girlfriends.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like that. That should be those should be the highest paid positions in the country. They're
Sure.
the most important. You know, like Juan Soto shouldn't be paid more than
Then the president
yeah.
of the United States.
way.
That's a whole wild thing.
That's
Wild.
crazy.
When you think about that, it's
That's
like
when you know your ass backwards.
you shouldn't have like, and I'm a capitalist through and through. I believe in free markets. I believe in competition and all that kind of stuff. But something is off when you got a baseball player who's becomes a billionaire, and you got people that can't eat.
Yeah.
Like that, something's off.
Well, that's the happy medium between like, you know, free markets, like what we have, and, you know, the communist theory. It's like, you know, you take the good things that worked in that instance and you sprinkle them in together, and then, you know, you have
What's that?
You know,
Socialism?
no. So I think what we have now is pretty well. Like, we have fat homeless people
Yeah.
with iPhones.
I feel like the tax thing is the problem. There needs to be more transparency into where the taxes are going.
if
It
take
drives
the
me
taxes
crazy.
but fix healthcare and fix education.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Pay as much. Take
fuck
half
the-
my money.
No,
but
don't
make
take
everybody
half.
feel fine.
7% across the board. You make 30 grand, you pay 7%.
Yeah.
You make 300 million, you pay 7%. You make 30 billion,
Right.
you're paying 7%. First of all, it unleverages the whole, you know, pay my fair share, right? Everybody's paying the same amount on the face value. And it's going to suck for like the super rich, but like, you don't think the guy who's struggling to feed his kids that makes 40 grand a year, like that's 7%, you know?
Yeah.
It's just, it eliminates all shenanigans. Just no loopholes, 7%. Or whatever the number is.
I mean, if they said it was 15,
Or whatever the number is.
it would be fucking good.
Yeah, whatever. Fix the airports. I'm tired of fucking pulling into JFK. It looks like a Turkish refugee camp.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, there's like fires on the runways and shit.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad. Lately, it's been pretty bad.
I think the tax thing is a big problem. And just like there's no transparency into where it's going, like who's making the decisions about who's paying
No,
for
the
what.
Army's buying toilet bowls for $30,000 a pop.
Yeah.
What do you mean the Army's buying
I'm
toilet?
pontificating.
No, you're right. There's all
they
like
don't have-
preferential treatment for like, you know, politicians who
Oh,
own
people-
the companies,
gotcha.
the defense
Well, it's all
companies.
coming out
It's-
now.
Well, the wild one was, oh my God, who was Bush's?
Halliburton thing.
Yeah, Halliburton. Dude, it was literally Halliburton built everything in the Middle East. And it was just like...
Cheney, right?
Yeah, Cheney. It was like, how did we get that contract? And everybody was just like, I don't know. And it's like, well, what do you mean you don't know? The guy, he's the president of the company. He's the vice president of the world. And they were like,
Oh,
who, me? Couldn't be.
shit. About that.
Well, that's
Yeah.
like, what's her face? The Pelosi.
Pelosi, yeah.
She makes like $100,000 a year, but somehow she makes all the right stock picks.
Amazing in the stock
3 days
market.
before something happens.
I got to be honest. I think how you solve that problem is you just don't let politicians trade stocks.
Yeah, they shouldn't be. It's insider trade.
They
I
could
mean,
just go to managed funds. But even then, there's still room for shenanigans. You know, like how that does not get investigated. I just feel like that's it's got to be everybody's in on it type of deal.
Yeah.
And she's just the poster child for like not giving a fuck. Like literally not
But
giving a fuck.
I don't even give a shit that they make fucking crazy money and they're corrupt. Like
They
to me,
should.
like it's like make healthcare fucking affordable for everybody, make it competitive, not like this ridiculous marketplace bullshit that we have. And education, make education.
You got to
a real
remember though,
fucking
too,
thing.
our healthcare system is crazy as it is. It's like all these people come from overseas when they get a bad diagnosis and they come to America for
Well, we
for
have
treatment.
we have specialists in the ways that other countries don't have specialists. But I've lived in another country, and I'm telling you, without a doubt, our healthcare fucking sucks. The red tape of our system is fucked. It's fucked.
Yeah. You're not wrong. It could always
And the
be
cost,
done
I mean,
better.
I'm sure you pay the same what I pay. I pay a fucking, well, what used to be a mortgage.
An arm and a
You know
leg.
what I mean? Like-
my wife went back to work for Lindenhurst Schools, and I think about letting her quit all the time. She wasn't too happy. She was in a school that the principal was the worst, and like so she wasn't happy. And I just seeing you like that getting like snowballing it's an awful thing. And I just every day I want to tell her to quit. Then I think about paying that $50,000 a year in fucking healthcare, and I'm like, you can't quit. It's like the only stability I have in my life because being in business for yourself. It's like there's no. It's like the highs are highs, the lows are lows.
Yeah.
And you're just like, ooh.
I mean, the majority
let's
of people
go.
get healthcare. They get it because their job pays for half of it or 3/4 of it.
Yeah.
But not a lot of people can afford a $50,000 a year bill.
That's so like
And then that's not even like it's not even like you pay $50,000 and you get the Rolls Royce plan.
No, it's
you pay
$50,000.
$50,000. It's deductible. It's this. It's fucking
$5,000
6 months
deductible.
to get a fucking appointment with your primary care doctor, and then this copay, and then get the fuck out of
I
here.
love when you make that phone call and you need to get a new doctor and you're like, yeah, hi, how are you? My name is Vincent Gilmor. I'm looking to make an appointment with Dr. So-and-so. Okay, is this, do you feel well? Is this a sick visit? No, I'm looking for a new doctor. Now, you would think right there, they'd be like, okay, when are you available? We're trying to impress you.
Right.
They're like, no, all right, it's July. Our first appointment
2037 will concede.
fucking March 3rd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Try
you
and
just
get a
like,
dentist appointment
what
somewhere. You can't get a dentist
You know
appointment.
who's the worst? Neurologists. So I was having migraines and I needed them, like, dude, paralyzing headaches every day for like a period of like 4 months where I would get it and I would shut down. I'd have to go home and bury my head in a pillow. I call up, I tell them, and they're like, okay, are you available in August? I'm not kidding. It was probably March, April.
That's crazy.
I might be dead by then.
That's
but
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
seriously.
check my schedule.
Yeah. And then when I got it, you get the appointment and then it's like, oh, all right, well, you need another appointment to get scans. And then when you get that appointment, they have to make another appointment to go over the fucking results.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude,
Fly and tell them you're doing it.
I
for
started
an
using
8-year-old.
this private
We'll get you in
doctor,
the
this
door.
concierge doctor.
yeah, you could pay.
It's really me, doc.
And that's what I do now. I mean, he's expensive, but I don't really go like, you know what I mean? Like, but I know that if I feel really bad and I fucking you have the urgent cares and you have all that shit, like if you need to.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
if I feel like I need to go to the doctor and speak to the doctor, I go to this guy.
Yeah, I think
And I have his cell phone number.
You got a
and
guy?
Like, Yeah.
You just got to get
I had a thing to where I had vertigo for like a few days. It was crazy. Like, I was stress, all that kind of stuff. But I was like wobbly. I couldn't walk straight. I called him up and I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but something is definitely wrong with me. He's like, all right, can you be here at 3 o'clock? I was like, absolutely.
Yeah, it's
What do
great.
you got to pay for that guy?
It's a lot.
$750 a visit.
It's got to be a lot. Off the cuff.
It's not that much, but it's a lot.
Will you pay a membership with that, or is it as you go?
I keep telling him that he should do that. He's a little older, but he should definitely do that. He could kill with that.
It's probably easier too, billing wise.
yeah.
You just pay monthly or yearly, as opposed to.
I think he charges like anywhere between like $150 and $300 a visit. And then like when you go and you want to do like the blood work and stuff, like he does like this full.
Yeah, but when you
thing.
got to do the blood work, who pays for that?
You pay for it. I think it was
does that get expensive?
I think it was like $1,500.
So that's where that sucks.
Yeah.
Can your insurance kick in for that?
No.
Dude, we got a bill in the mail the other day. We didn't even know it was for my middle daughter, and we were like, "What did we even take her for?" It was
Dude,
like
I think
$780.
is it Northwell?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
everything's Northwell.
swear to
Everything's
God,
Northwell.
they send out bills like
They just
phantom
send them out.
bills.
Yep.
People pay them. I was just talking to my wife about this. Like she got a bunch of bills, and I was like, "Don't pay them, please." I'm like, "Just let them."
Weren't we just
let the
talking about
insurance.
this?
Yeah, we were just talking about this. We were like, "Just like you got to let the insurance catch up." She's like, "I'm going to pay this bill." I'm like, "Don't pay anything."
Right.
You know, like just let it catch up. And I think they catch people on that.
So I haven't been to the
You know?
doctor in probably 4 months, and my wife's like, "We have 7 co-payments that are due." I'm like, I haven't been to the doctor in forever. I'm like, and then when I go, you can't leave the fucking office without paying the co-payment.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
That I know.
Yeah,
It's
they're
not
literally.
it's not a good system. It's not a good system.
You know, I don't know.
It needs to be overhauled. It needs to be overhauled.
I'll be at the doctor now after this.
Hopefully
'cause you
somebody's
guys-
going to do it.
fucking pink eye.
And overhauling
gonna
it will
be-
be great for the economy.
Kurt's going to be the
I
next
mean,
guy to fucking
I
shoot
think
one of
healthcare is probably, in reality, probably one of the most challenging things to overhaul because you
Because
have
of
to
politics,
make
I think.
because of politics, but also too, you got to make decisions on people that are dying, and like, where do you cut that care off?
Yeah, but so if I was in the spot to where I was the guy who had to make the calls, I would say, okay, we're going to do that
You'd be
last.
terrible at it, dude. You'd be like, "Where's my phone?" You'd be like, Jesse. You'd be like,
What was his name?
"What?"
Jim Smith. Oh yeah. No.
But I would
Full out
start with
ADHD.
the
Like
When
I
Bruce
would,
Almighty starts getting everybody's
I would
messages in
start
his
with
head.
the basic shit with primary care and all that.
I think the big thing we don't do, and I'll give you this credit to Rogan and the other guy. I can't remember his name, but we don't do there's no preventative.
Yeah,
It's
that's what I'm
always-
saying.
we're
That's what I'm saying.
reactionary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, there's no incentive to get in shape and be healthy.
Yep.
It's like the whole entire healthcare system is based off of
You're already
treating
sick.
the problem
Yeah.
as opposed to preventing the problem.
Yeah.
And I think now that's kind of catching on. You see in like a lot of these like health and wellness, med spas, popping up and, treating things that you didn't ever really know about.
That's what happened.
Testosterone replacement therapy. I had never heard of that until like 2 years ago, maybe. And it's like, oh, that's a wonderful thing. It's like your natural testosterone replacement, testosterone production drops off in your 30s like dramatically. You could just boost that back up, and you're just telling me you feel great. And I know that there's always like a cause and effect, right? So,
They say once you start that, you got to stay on it. That's the scary
I
thing
think
about that.
you can hedge that with, I think it's called enclomiphene, something like that.
But that's
Where,
the same
You,
thing though with
you
the.
thinking about doing it?
me?
Yeah.
I wish my testosterone would calm down a bit.
Calm down. Laying pipe. His wife hasn't made it past him without
Last
slapping.
time I got checked, I had a healthy
10
level.
years. What?
I had a healthy level last time I got checked.
Good. We're
What?
happy for you.
You remember what it was?
Happy for you. Good for you.
I don't remember what it was, but the doctor said it was
Yours,
good.
yours is rising high too.
I just assume mine's terrible. You know?
No, why would it be terrible?
I don't know. Some fat.
Nah. It's all
We
about-
don't like the F word. We say
No fat shaming?
overweight.
No, we gotta shame the shit out of these fat
shape.
motherfuckers.
We need to bring bullies back.
Yeah.
I say
Yeah,
that all the time,
definitely.
dude. We should do an episode of like us reacting to videos on the internet.
Yeah.
It's fat shaming?
Just everything. Everything. From the Transformers to everything.
That's my problem though with the GLP-1 thing. What you said is
You think it makes you gay?
Guess perfect case scenario is you take it, you pulse it in, you get good. That's not what's gonna fucking happen, and they know that that's not what's gonna happen.
You're going to be on it forever.
forever.
Which
It's
is probably
just like
the
how-
same with fucking the TRT.
Well, yeah, exactly. And it's just how, like, you know, they used to do the bands and all the cut your stomach out and all that shit.
Oh,
People just
yeah.
go right back to eating shit and it fucking pops. And then they got to get it 4 more
Gotta
times.
make the lifestyle change.
You got it.
And I listen. I'm preaching to the choir. Like this is obviously I'm a do as I say, not as I do her.
The fat choir.
But like you got to make the lifestyle change. Listen, I've been in shape and I've been severely out of shape, and it's like you got to put the effort in.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line, right? You guys had that. I think he's a retired cop, like a real health guy, like like. That guy's not eating fucking lasagna at 10:30 at night till he like physically doesn't feel sick, like feel well.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like you can eat lasagna at 10:30 at night, but you can't do it every night, and you can't do it until you feel sick. But
all things in
that's
moderation.
what I was saying before, like to you, like. But I think it's even beyond that because if people were good at moderation, like this problem wouldn't exist. It's like, what's the question? Like what's the hole in your soul that's making you fat? Not the food. You know, like what is it, and like how do you work on that? I mean, I know my problems don't extend so much to the food, but I know that like my problems, the things that I do, are all because there's a fucking void in there, and you're just trying to fill it. And I think food is just another version of that. It's more camouflaged because it's not like sex, drugs, and rock and roll are obviously on the naughty list, whereas. Eat, you know what I mean? When you're a kid, it's like your mother says, you got to finish your plate. You know what I mean? You got to, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's the food thing is camouflage, but it's another drug.
So how long have you been seeing this therapist?
The one I'm seeing? Well, I got several.
Several.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you could definitely be right. I don't feel I have an emptiness from the food thing.
Or is it like, I'm just trying to create the connections to
It's
like.
just, for me, it was just always like just mindless eating. I would come home, I'd be like, oh my God, I'm fucking starving.
But I think that's the same thing as his smoking cigarettes.
Oh, stupid cigarettes? Yeah.
I mean, you get like a little buzz from ripping darts.
No.
But I think you get a buzz from fucking eating food.
Not anymore, but you did, and now it's just a habit.
Yeah. But there's a lot of unnecessary cigarettes.
Yeah.
Most of this pack is unnecessary cigarettes.
Well, I think it's two things. I think it's a failure to plan properly to eat throughout the day. I think that's one thing that fucks you up, and that's exactly what you're saying.
Sure.
And then I think the other thing, too, is that it's replacing some sort of, whether it's stress or something like that.
Yeah,
you know?
I've never overeaten on that diet where you're eating 5-6 times a day.
Yeah, it's impossible.
Never. Like I said, I find that diet to be almost like an albatross. It's like you got
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
So like, I think that also, like I said, it changes your mental approach at food itself.
Yeah, it's not food on a daily basis is not like a treat or a reward. It's just
Well,
to
that's a big
fuel
thing
your
too.
system.
Is like you got to look at food as fuel as opposed to like a pleasurable experience.
Yeah.
Right. Like if you which is true. Like you're not going to put if you have a race car, you're not going to put like shit regular.
Yeah.
In the car, you're going to put like high test in there. But
Yeah.
we just constantly.
Yeah, the fucking
we also become
best
we're
pizza
lazy.
place ever.
We're just lazy Americans.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like you've just been conditioned that like food that's bad for you is like, it's Instagram worthy, it's it's for TikTok.
My favorite one is just do it. You only live once.
Yeah.
And then you have like this whole genre of people like that are eating on Instagram. You ever see them? Like real fatties. And then like they're like body positivity, and then all of a sudden like the thing switches and it's like he died at 33. And then they go to the next
He
one.
died at 33.
And she's like, she went from like 120 pounds, beautiful, in shape, prime of her life, started eating on the internet, and they're getting money apparently for this. And then all of a sudden
wanna try it.
she just is like 400 pounds.
Jesus.
Then it switches back to the girl, and the girl's like dead at 27.
Eating on the internet.
And then this goes on and on and on. And I was like, oh, wow.
Your feed's crazy,
I
too.
missed out on that.
I mean, I'd like
I
to
could
make
get
a little
rich
bit
off
of
of
money.
that shit.
If I could make a little bit of
Nobody
money
wants
off
to
of
watch.
eating,
Nobody wants to watch either
There's a
one of
hand
you
for
two.
every-
I know. That's
Nobody
fucked
wants to
up.
watch you guys eat on the internet.
I could fucking slurp up
But
some
it's
spaghetti.
disgusting. You ever see, like, God forgive me, I'm probably going to get in trouble for this, but you ever see, like, I don't even know what brand of Asian they are, but, like, the Asians eating, like,
It's
live
called
animals on
We were talking about that.
in front of the camera, and it's, like, the nastiest shit.
Yeah.
They just, like, take, like,
It's
a
like alien worms.
spider crab and she's
Yeah.
just, like, clack, and then this thing's over there.
I've
like,
seen them eat like bull penis and shit.
Oh, yeah, dude, all sorts of nasty shit.
What's going on, man?
The shit from the ocean that like
When I
moves
was
all around.
when I was a kid, they always said that they ate all the cats. There was never any cats around a Chinese food restaurant. And I was like, well, that's probably just a coincidence.
This episode should be conspiracy theories.
Chicken is a little.
It's got a different fucking texture.
It's got a totally different texture. I've
little
never
meow
eaten
in it.
chicken like that in my life.
What's the weirdest food you ever ate?
What?
What's the weirdest food you ever ate?
What is the weirdest food I've ever ate? I ate alligator. I don't think that's
Same.
weird.
I actually thought it was good.
It was in jambalaya, so it was really good.
I had it like alligator, like popcorn alligator. Popcorn chicken, popcorn alligator.
yeah. I mean, fry anything.
Yeah, bread. It was literally like
You
eating
can
chicken
fry
finger.
almost
It was
anything, and I'll
delicious.
probably try it.
I've had alligator. I think I've had escargot.
That's eggs?
That's snails.
Jesse's like humans. When I was in Africa, I hunted them, skinned them while their hearts were still beating. What about you?
Rattlesnake, I think.
Oh, that's a weird
weirdest thing I've had. I had rattlesnake jerky.
What does that taste like?
Tastes like fucking beef jerky.
Does it?
I've had frog's legs before. That tastes like everything tastes like something else.
You ever see that thing? There's like this thing that really rich people do. It's this bird that they eat with a fucking towel over their head.
Oh yeah, I've seen
You know
that.
what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's you know that show Billions?
Yeah.
So they had it in that, like the way they go to this secret.
It's a great show.
It's illegal.
That show, that one and the other one on HBO, Succession.
Great show.
Like, especially Succession.
I think it might have been in that show too.
I felt like I was like, when I would watch that show, I was like, oh, I could relate to these people.
Yeah.
They go and they put a towel over their head. They break the fucking bird's neck.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Like, and then like suck the blood. It's like a delicacy. It's like $10,000 a pop. Like really, really rich people go
So
to
then
secret
people are
places
definitely
to do
eating
this.
humans.
Oh, yeah.
People are definitely sucking.
But like
those
even
guys
that, like
that died
that's
on
the
that
height of fucking
What
ridiculous.
about fucking?
Jesse's like, no, it's when you hunt them.
What about the monkey brains when you bash the monkey over the head
So
in
that's
the
how
middle
they
of the
think.
table?
That's how they think we got AIDS.
Same kind of shit.
From eating monkey brains or other humans?
So like that blood-brain barrier crossover eating the monkey brains. That's like a theory for that.
wasn't from the guy who fucked the other guy in the ass. It wasn't from the guy who was fucking the monkey in the ass.
I don't think
I
AIDS.
thought it was Magic Johnson.
AIDS, what I think was that guy does not have fucking AIDS. No. I don't give a fuck.
AIDS
what
are good
you
though.
tell me.
AIDS are solved. There's pills for those.
They do.
There's pills for
They
those. You
cured
could
a guy in Britain twice of it. So AIDS is a retrovirus.
Do you see the commercials are on MTV all the time? They're just pills you can
First of all,
take.
you still watch MTV?
Well, yeah, I'm in Jersey Shore.
I didn't even know MTV still exists.
I had no idea.
Yeah, it does.
Is that a thing?
Yep. You all watch ridiculousness. Get over yourselves.
Yeah, in fucking 2007.
Yeah, I did not know MTV still exists.
I had no idea.
Really?
I mean, I guess I did, but like, I haven't.
Are they still playing like music videos?
No.
What channel is it on your remote?
53.
Still 53.
53.
Wow.
The best was Channel 68 back in the day. I don't know if you guys remember. That was like Spice TV.
Oh, yeah.
The little boy, you'd sit in front of the squigglies till you saw a nipple.
Oh, we talk about that all
Trying
the
to time that shit.
The fucking like the
You couldn't jerk
the channel
off to
in
that.
between the channel. Yeah, I did.
To the squiggles?
Of course.
I used to record it and slow it down. on my VHS.
Hump you like that was like humping the pillow days.
Don't make a clip out of this, but I used to make my own porns. Like, I used to take all, like, the nasty scenes out of movies and put them on.
Oh, yeah. That's
This guy was
called,
making porno mixtapes for
first of all,
himself.
you use the right terminology. That's called the compilation.
It was. I used to make compilations.
Before
Did
it
you
was
ever
cool.
like mix it up like with all like the good like
You look like a reverse cowgirl type of.
No, but no. What? When I was making those tapes, they weren't doing reverse cowgirls. It was pretty basic.
No, it was all bush back then. Dude. You
it
didn't
was
see
pretty
anything.
basic.
You think you still got any of those?
Nah, I don't think so.
Make a new one. Make a modern day one.
You didn't
I
have
mean,
to. Just
it's on
type
your
in
phone.
compilation.
No more
don't have to
Pornhub
make
in
porn
Florida
anymore.
either.
I heard that. You told me.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, taking it away.
I told a story on here. I went to North Carolina for over summer, and I, everybody's out of the place or whatever. And so I'm like, oh, let me see what's on the old hub. And I log in, and they asked me for my fucking license to upload a picture of my license to get into it.
No way.
No, I didn't do it. Use the good old imagination.
Wow.
Ask you for your license.
You would never
watch
do it.
them-
I don't think anybody's doing it. Nobody's getting their
If you
license.
live there, maybe.
I don't. Well, or if you're single, right? Like,
I don't know.
you're not trying to catch that Pornhub bill on your monthly
Yeah,
checking
right?
account.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Who still pays for porn?
Babe, what is this charge? And you're just like, oh, no, nothing. It's just a subscription-based service I'm paying
My
for.
therapist.
You ever call a line? Did you ever do that
No,
before?
never. Oh, dude, remember
Come
back,
on, you've called a party line
back in the
before.
day, yeah.
That's what I mean. Back in
Even
the day,
better
not
than
now.
that. Even better than that. Do you remember like the Wild West when AOL came out? And it was the gay and lesbian chat rooms?
Oh yeah.
Bro,
Yeah,
we were
definitely.
like 13, 14 years old.
Oh, yeah.
Saying the most horrific shit to people. And they were like, want to meet up? I'm like, no. Your lifestyle is disgusting, sir.
Dude, the first month you had that, you were up all
night long.
All night long. You didn't know what the fuck happened.
With like groups of friends, though, we did
Yeah.
it too. There was like 4 or 5 of us at a computer. Like,
I'm going to say something next. I'm going to say something next.
we didn't even type like that back then. It was so new.
No,
I didn't get the Mario teaches typing yet.
But you were actually just messaging other groups of friends.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
100%.
There's no actual real people in there.
No.
You know, that's even still to this day, people are still getting catfished like that. And that blows my mind. Of the guy that's
I don't
just
think that's
like,
real anymore.
I do, but it happened to Manti Te'o, who was a NFL linebacker coming out of college, maybe 7 to 10 years ago. That's not that long ago. We had cell phone cameras. At what point do you not just go, yo, bitch,
Yeah.
send me some nudes?
That's why
With your face in it.
There's no way. They still have shows on that shit. I don't think people are still getting catfished.
I think
they're
that
just
there's a
stupid.
bunch of lonely people in this world who just, regardless
Go
of who's
join
on
a
the
cult.
other end of the phone or the computer,
Yeah,
are
someone to give
just,
them
they
attention,
just
it's
like
not-
the attention. And then some guy sticks a camera in his face and goes, do you want to see if this is real? And he's just like, I think I'm not gay. It's a woman. I'm telling you. And then they go there, and it's
It's a dude.
some
with, like,
dude.
pink hair,
Yeah, or not even.
with 19 accounts doing it to other people.
Yeah,
That Manti Te'o, that documentary
Yeah.
on Netflix was
Yep.
crazy.
It is crazy.
Guy had like the world by the balls, and he's like,
Nuts.
there's plenty of girls that know. Was he Notre Dame?
Notre Dame. I
Notre
think.
Dame. Yeah,
This
he was
guy's-
a great linebacker too for Notre Dame.
What happened?
He got catfished, and like he was talking to some girl back in Hawaii or something like that.
Yeah, wasn't there like a GoFundMe
There was a
involved and stuff
guy.
like that?
Yeah.
It was a
There's a
dude.
dude named Mark.
I thought there was something wrong. There was an ailment too that like
Yeah.
people were giving money for,
Yes, I
and
think you're right.
something like that.
Yeah, it was like I think like a mental problem.
Yeah.
obviously.
He's gay.
Go get lunch in the fucking dorm and talk to somebody.
Yeah, he could
Jesus
have had any
Christ.
girl at Notre
You
Dame
know?
and the 3 colleges around Notre Dame.
Yeah. What are you doing?
It's wild, right?
People are
Skin is
crazy.
so brown. You should be easy, you know? He's got such nice hair.
Oh, can you elaborate?
He tried catfishing him too.
Mantha, is that you?
It's wild to me, dude. It really is. It's wild to me how many people get tricked by scams. Now, every time my phone rings, I'm like, fuck you, I'm not answering it. If it's important, you leave a voicemail. Almost none of them do, except for American Express when I'm late on my payment.
Yeah, they'll keep calling.
Literally,
they'll
like, if
call
it's
3,000
due at
times.
like 3 o'clock, 3:01, the phone's ringing. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude. The end of business is 2 more hours.
I thought I had at least till 8 tomorrow
Yeah.
morning.
They called me like literally obsessively nonstop. Like we were just away on vacation. I just forgot.
Yeah,
And it's 800 404, I think it was. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, I'm not answering it.
yeah.
And then I got back and I paid the bill, and they were like, "Is everything okay, sir?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why?" And they're like, "Well, you're 3 days late on your credit card payment." I'm like, "I know, I was in Aruba with my family." I'm like, "I'm sorry." Meanwhile, they had no problem whacking me the $45 late fee that they did not give back.
Bastards.
That's the best business, by the way.
Absolutely.
Lending out other people's money, charging interest, keeping all the interest
Keeping all the interest. Yep.
Forget it.
That's in Congress right now.
at fucking 30%. By the way,
Yep.
good luck digging yourself out of that hole.
Sucks.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thanks for coming.
All right. We'll see you next year.
Yeah,
Whose show is this anyway? Whose show?
I think it's mine. All things said.
We did it.
On the show, we like to
Go
ask
see that
everybody-
fucking cartwheel. Let's go.
Yeah, ask him. All right, so already on this show, because it's funeral themed,
Oh, shit.
we always like to ask everybody what they want for their funeral. Have you thought about it?
Oh, no. What do you mean? Like
Everybody's
where
got-
I want it or what I
No,
want to
like
happen?
just what you want.
it's
Where
very-
is already accounted for.
It's very cliche. I just want people to have a good time.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
I want it to be like one Is that how you do it? Like sometimes it's 2 times of like.
Yeah,
3
it
days.
used to be 2 to 4.
Oh,
So
yeah, yeah,
one
yeah.
time,
Well, one
get
day.
it over with, and maybe we'll go to fucking Duke's Neutral Corner
Yeah.
in Lindenhurst afterwards.
One day, 2 times. You got to have 2 times in there. People
Well,
work.
nowadays people do straight through 4 to 8, 5 to 9, whatever you want to do.
Oh,
It's easier for everybody.
my grandmother died back in the day when I was like 12 years old, and they had 3 days for some reason. I don't know what the fuck happened. It was the worst.
I guess it depends on if you got a lot of people.
Nah,
she didn't have a lot
so
of people.
3 days is
even
a
if
lot.
3 days is too much,
3 days
2
is a
days,
lot.
2 days is even, in my opinion, and I get paid based off the amount of days you do.
Right.
It's like 2 days is a lot. 2 days is really 3 days. So you have 2 viewings, and then the third day is the burial or cremation.
Right.
So what I like to do when people do that, is like I never really get pushy, but I'm like, why don't you do like 4 to 8 both days? Like, yeah, it's a long 4 hours, but like, dude, 2 to 4, 7 to 9. So you're getting ready, you go, you leave, you come back. Next day,
Yeah, I don't
you
like
get
the whole
ready,
leaving and then coming back
leave,
in the same
you
day.
come
too.
back, and then there's a third day where you got to do church, assuming you go to church.
Too much.
Church and then the burial. It's insane.
It's
What about
definitely
you?
too much.
I think I'll judge it by who shows up,
You'll be dead.
you can't judge it by who shows
No, but what I'm
up.
saying is if I get a big turnout and it means that, like, I impacted people in the
You're
right
gonna
way
pay
and
the
a lot of
extra
people
day?
came.
But you're not going to know that.
Yeah,
right?
you're not going to know
No,
that.
but you're
gonna
saying,
be
what would
dead.
you want for your funeral?
For your own. You wouldn't be able to judge how many people show up.
I guess what I'm saying is
You're
that
dead.
what I would want for my own is that, a lot of people to come.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, that's sweet.
A
That's
life
sweet.
well celebrated.
Yeah.
Jesse Viola.
So you would
Chapellet.
look down to see who showed up.
Yeah, I think yes.
No, he'd be in the corner on his phone trying to figure something out.
He missed his own funeral. Is that what you said?
Wait, that happened?
Keep in mind, I only know
Hey,
him.
how come you didn't text me that it was my fucking
I've
funeral?
only
time's
known
the
him for a
funeral?
little while. I got him totally pegged, by the way.
Meg, can you text me when it's my funeral again?
Yeah. Send me a calendar invite, please.